What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel. My name's GRIZZ. Today we're going to be talking about the end of the Black Ops Pass and what that means leading into the future here with Treyarch Zombies into their next game in 2020, which we've heard is a remake of Black Ops. So until then, we sort of have in our heads that DLC 5 is going to drop, a Zombies Chronicles 2, and something that is on the top of my mind is, why didn't we get any sort of reward after beating all of these Easter eggs? I beat all the Ether ones and I beat all the Chaos ones, but the Ether specifically, I was hoping for some sort of super Easter egg reward, but I haven't seen anything yet. And judging from the latest patch notes, it seems that Treyarch's just playing catch up on stability fixes, so not exactly sure how much popularity Black Ops 4 Zombies is going to have until DLC 5 drops, if it's going to drop. We need some news from that, but here's what the patch notes had to say. Today's update adds Alpha, Omega, and Tag Der Toten to the daily contract pool in Zombies, expanding the number of maps you'll have to choose from each day to earn those extra daily tier skips. We were fortunately able to get these into today's game update. For other issues that require a code update, including a fix for the Hellion Salvo, the rocket launcher, properly unlocking the Diamond Camo, we'll have a major update coming later in Operation Dark Divide that will include some of the additional fixes and quality of life improvements. We'll have more details once we get closer to sharing an ETA. That's crazy because next week would have been the regular time for the Gauntlet to drop in Ice Day in Hell, and we figured this week, since it's a week before October 21st, we would have gotten some information, but it seems like that's going to be delayed another week. They don't even want to put an ETA out yet. So that's kind of nuts, man. Treyarch goes on to say, the team is still working on narrowing down all the potential causes for the June 144 major Overlord error that some players have experienced during the outro cutscene for Tag Der Toten, preventing them from experiencing the in-game ending on the main quest. We know it's been a long wait. Thanks for hanging with us on this one. We know it's been a long wait. Every update, every week has been a long wait, in my opinion. Perhaps the biggest thing that Treyarch's promised us Zombies players is factions, Zombies factions. That is our weekly challenges. It would give us something to do, continue to do. If we wanted to do an Easter egg, then we might have unlocked a Mastercraft weapon for that week. These factions would have improved the quality of the game, but we've been waiting on that for how long? Let me give you the description of factions, because a lot of people tend to think they've been replaced with daily callings or daily contracts. That's not true. The actual description for factions is 12 unique challenge-based events across all Zombies maps and game modes that reward players with never-before-seen character customization loot. That's the actual description of factions. That doesn't sound like daily callings or daily contracts or the rewards that we're seeing. Never before seen character customization loot. When I think of that, I think of the war paints that we put on our face. Maybe now we're getting something that we haven't seen, such as new boots, back bling if they got the Fortnite thing going on, maybe a hat of some kind we can put on Richthofen. I'd like a Santa hat on top of Richthofen, but these things never came. And during holidays, we could have unlocked some really cool things to put on our characters if more options were available. And you're going to find this shocking. The last time we heard about factions from Treyarch was 8 months ago. The 14th of March in 2019. Factions is planned for our next operation. This was in a tweet, with the team currently focused on releasing Ancient Evil in DLC 2. Wow. And this isn't the first time that Treyarch talked about factions. They've teased it 3 different times in patch notes all throughout the Black Ops Pass. And it wasn't until January 15th, 115 day in Zombies, where we actually got a description for factions, which I just shared with you. Now, with DLC 5, it would be sort of an acceptable time if factions came in. They would have had over 8 months to perfect it from the last time they actually talked about it on Twitter, and introduce grief mode. But some additions I want with grief mode that most people don't even think about is the bank system amongst the maps of Transit, Die Rise, and Buried. I want the bank system so I can rack up points in game, collect them as I want, and rack them up as I want. I mean, Treyarch, unleash the full game. And then I also want the weapon locker in all 3 games. And as a DLC add-on, add it into all the other maps. And that's what we've wanted, DLC add-ons throughout these updates, not stability fixes. Those should have already been done, and a whole team should be actively working on them every single week that a Tuesday rolls around. we're seeing things getting delayed, and there's something going on at Treyarch that they're not telling us. The next thing we got coming up, which is probably the Tuesday after October 21st, is the Gauntlet in Ice Day in Hell. It's going to be packaged with a major code update that Treyarch's been working on, which is going to be later in Operation Dark Divide. So that gives us sort of an ETA as to when the operation's about to end. They didn't really tell us, and we're currently on an ETA. So the Black Ops Pass, in my opinion, is basically over. DLC 5 is somewhere down the line. We just don't know yet. And Modern Warfare is about to drop on October 25th. So let me know down in the comment section, have you pre-ordered Modern Warfare? I'm going to be diving into the Spec Ops, seeing what it's all about here on PS4. And hopefully Battle Royale releases if the first month's a failure. But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out, fellas. I'll see you out there in the field. Viollent out.